All right, you guys, we just heard In the Flesh with a question mark at the end because there's another Pink Floyd song called In the Flesh, which is the same thing, but it's different. Then we had See Emily Play, Flaming, and Vera, Brain Damage, and that last one was Eclipse. And as you can see, they are very diverse. They're very diverse band. I mean, they were recording for some 30 years, and they stopped, but within that time, they changed so dramatically. It's really crazy. And what's it called? I'm not the only one in the studio who happens to like Pink Floyd. Our guest, Tom Rubin, Success Guru, is a fan too. So I'm sorry, that's the wrong mic. Let's ask him about it. So you just said you like Pink Floyd too.
I do.
What's your favorite album if you have one?
Oh, I like them all. I like them all. But as just mentioned, it seems that no one has been able to do the Pink Floyd sound quite like Pink Floyd. Nobody sounds like them in 40 years or whatever.
Yeah, they're just really like very. I don't know. I guess it's the influence of Roger Waters because he's so very very driven, and he puts a lot of his life into his music, it's very unique, and it's not just sound wise, it's the lyrics too. So I think that might be it. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not an expert.
It sounded good.
Yeah, I'm just. It's a disclaimer. Thank you very much. Yeah, and why don't you tell us a little bit about you, Tom,
Okay.
Mr. Tom? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a comedian, and as you know, you did see me do some of my show, and I've done stand-up comedy for a number of years, but I have a new show called Tom Rubin Success Guru, where I'm a mock success guru. So if you know who Tony Robbins is and those kind of guys, a motivational speaker, so you can make millions of dollars, follow my program, and there's a lot of these people out here, out there, and they put on seminars, they write books, and they make a lot of money, and they have a lot of people shelling out a lot of money for them. So I thought, well, this is a great area for comedy. I said, this is a perfect area for satire. So a few years ago, I started putting together this show, and I'm basically a reverse Tony Robbins. So my mantra is that failure is an option, and so it's a theatrical show I put together. I did a run in Santa Monica and another run in Hollywood of the show, the one-man show, and got really good reviews. And I'll be doing my next run coming up, hopefully early in the year.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's I love stand-up, but this was this is something different. But it's basically it's stand-up comedy, but it's in a format that no one's seen before. So it's kind of interesting to explain it, but that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I saw it. Well, as you mentioned, I saw your act, and it was like I really enjoyed it. Because I mean, we all know about these inspirational people. They set themselves up. They're just like, oh, do this. They repeat slogans and generalizations. And then people go like, oh my God, this is profound.
Right,
but you take the piss out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, oh my God, you're amazing.
Thank you. Well, what you saw was actually a shorter version of the show because I performed at that event that you were at. But the actual show is about an hour and 15. I cover a lot. I cover everything from empowerment and positive visualization to spirituality, and I just kind of well, as you know, I kind of tear it all up. But the funny thing is that everything I say is weirdly true.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I talk about, I don't know if I mentioned it in the version I do, I talk about empowerment. I say, well, what's empowerment? You want to be empowered, you have total power over your life. Live your life exactly the way you want to. You can try it, but, here's what's going to happen. Right? You won't want to work, obviously, because you're not going to have any money.
Mm-hmm.
If you do everything your own empowered way, no one's going to want to be around you. So you're not going to have any friends. Because you'll have no money and no friends, you probably just stop showering. So that's then you'll be very empowered. Living in your shopping cart. So that's the idea. So it's reverse logic, but it's actually oddly true because if you go to these guys, you go to Tony Robbins or whoever, you think not everybody there can make millions of dollars. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? I don't know. It's just it's just like I don't understand like why this is so like it's so. I just don't understand why it's such a successful thing. Like people are making money off of that. I don't understand like how you could just make like people like they'll buy they write books, you know, and people will buy them and like they'll do talks and they'll go to them, you know, pay tickets to see them. Like I mean, do you feel that what's it called? I mean, have you ever thought about why this might be like why people are willing to give these people money and like just they're willing to spend a whole bunch of money on that? Have you ever thought about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I think it's this culture. I don't know how well Tony Robbins would do in someplace where Bangladesh or someplace where they have generally people have very little money, but in a really materialist culture, and the U.S. is probably tops on that list. Yeah. It's people. It's a go, get ahead. You gotta, everybody is got to make as much money as possible and be as happy as possible. And everybody's comparing, themselves to everybody else. Are you happier than I am? Do you have more stuff? Do you have a happier family? And are you fulfilled in life? And it's just, I think everybody feels in some way unfulfilled, particularly in L.A. L.A. is the world capital of non-fulfillment, because people move here to find happiness, as I actually talk about in my show, and they end up, drugged up because they're unhappy and they're looking for an easy solution. So I think it's just when somebody holds themselves out and says, "I have the answer, I have the solution for you." Well, it's certainly very appealing, and the better ones like Tony Robbins, they're so smooth that they don't even sound like they're selling you anything. It's absolutely amazing. Everything they say actually seems to make sense, but it's sort of obvious and really doesn't help.
Yeah. It's like, what's it called? It's like saying, it's like, just like, it'll be like you say, the sky is blue, and then go like, now what does this mean? Have you ever thought about it? And then
how blue the sky is.
Yeah.
I never looked up before.
I
never noticed that. Wow, that's so weird. It's blue.
Yeah, I know. It reminds me of I don't know if you knew this, but like a year ago or so, there was this really popular, very annoying song. I guess it was, I don't know what it was, by this guy named Drake. The song was called The Motto, and the motto was, "You only live once," and it was shortened to YOLO. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people were like, all these dumb kids were like, "You only live once," they're starting saying YOLO, YOLO. They're saying that.
They just figured that out.
Yeah, exactly. They had never encountered that phrase before.
Unless you're a cat, it doesn't apply to cats.
That's true. That's true.
That's a different song they listen to.
Or a vampire.
Well, no, vampire. Well, they only live once, and then they spend the rest of their time, kind of not quite dead.
All right,
so that's it. Again, another song. But this guy could do a whole album. Drake. What's his name?
Drake.
Drake.
Drake. I only know because I was subjected to it, not because I like the guy.
Look, maybe it's brilliant. I never heard it, but maybe he's the next Mozart. I don't know.
Oh, well, maybe. It might be possible. I doubt it, though.
Yeah. But so anyway, I think people are looking for the easy solutions, and they go for it. And a lot of people swear by it, but these people, for some reason, they have to keep going back, and they don't have the millions. So, yeah.
Yeah, what's it called? I don't know. It is a very, like, I don't know why, because it's a very obvious target. You would think that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see many people making fun of it. You're the first person I thought I would satirize that, It's just really, like, have you like had discussions about this with anybody? Like anybody,
I don't talk to people. What do you? I wall myself up.
Oh, okay.
No, I was kind of surprised that nobody was really doing this. But part of it is not that easy to do. It took me a while to put together all these, jokes and material and everything else I had and put it into that format. I had some material that worked, and I had to write a lot of it. But it's not easy to do a parody that's not quite, it's comedy, but it's right on the edge. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's the most work I've done on comedy. And I performed at the clubs, the Improv, the Laugh Factory, those places over the years. But this has been the most challenging.
I see.
The most challenging, but it's great. It's great for people who get it. It's really, really good.
Yeah, what's it called? It's funny because I I've never seen a Tony Robbins talk or anything, but right away I knew recognized what you were doing.
You know what? If you're curious, you can actually his videos are on. If you go to YouTube, you can look at Tony Robbins. I have not been to a Tony Robbins seminar either, but I've seen that. I did go to some Success Guru seminars to do a little research, and I have watched quite a bit of Tony and some of these other people. So you get it pretty fast.
I see.
Yeah.
I figured you might have because you had to parody it, so I figured you might have done something.
It helps to know what you're parodying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've wanted to do this for years. I always thought this was a good target, but years ago I wasn't doing as much comedy, and as I did more and more, then it became a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Well, what did you do before you started doing comedy?
Well, I did and still do entertainment law. I've been an entertainment lawyer for years, and it's enabled me because fortunately I've done okay. So it's enabled me to have some time to pursue comedy, and I've done it. I did it starting as a hobby, and now it's become really kind of a second job. And so I've done that for years, and it's being in Hollywood, you really get to see this sort of competitiveness. And then before that, actually, I went to UCLA Law School, by the way, so I am an alum.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and undergrad I went to Harvard, and the problem with Harvard is, when you graduate from Harvard, everyone expects you to run a country or, be the head of a Fortune 500 company or cure cancer. And, the reality is, it's just, it's what they should probably do, you're burdened with expectations, so they should probably pull you aside, senior year or earlier and say, listen, this is the best you're going to be. Done. You're done at this point. It's all downhill, folks. Have a nice day. And I think we'd all feel a lot better at that point. But that also has provided some good background for this,
I see.
show.
I see. Well, since I'm a student, and I imagine there are at least some students listening. So, what was being a student like for you? Like, I mean, here at UCLA and your previous school.
Yeah.
What was being a student for you? Oh, what was that like?
Yeah. I think you don't appreciate it as much when you're that age. I think you have the problem is you sort of have a lot to worry about. You're sort of, well, okay, I'm just adjusting to maybe being away from home. Got to do that. I'm becoming an adult. I have to get good grades. I want a career. What am I going to do with my life? And how am I going to get laid or whatever else you do. So you're thinking about all this stuff, and it's distracting. And I think it distracts from the actual studying. I think it distracts from what you're doing. Now, I didn't study science. I didn't do math and science. I was very good in math and science. I didn't pursue it, and I thought it was too much work. So the hell with it. But when you're really studying that hard, maybe it's to the exclusion of everything else. It's you're focused and that's it. But I think when you study the humanities, whatever they call it. History, philosophy. I studied political science. They call it government at Harvard. English, whatever else. I think it's easy to get distracted and not really appreciate the subject matter as much. As an adult, you look back and go, "Yeah, boy, I really would like to learn some more." You work hard at Harvard and UCLA Law, but I think you appreciate it more later.
Yeah, I'm just asking because it's like, well, I'm a senior, and I have not even a whole year to make the most of this. So I'm just curious what your perspective was.
I make the most of it. Yeah, but again, the problem is, you're sort of faced with the inevitable, and I guess this brings it back to sort of the topic of succeeding. Is, well, what are you going to do? Ultimately you have to work, right? I guess if you want to make money, or you could live in a van or something. But it's like what do you want to do when you have to enter the job market? And it's just like one thing to another. Wow, I'm studying and I'm learning and now I got to go find a job. Boy, you're talking about two completely opposite things. And I know it's tough these days with the economy. So plus student loans. When I went to UCLA Law, it was actually quite cheap in those days.
Wow.
And, they started jacking the
prices
the
up.
tuition, unfortunately. But when you're burdened with that, I'll tell you, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it'll just, I don't know, it's just seems like it makes me think of your phrase, failure is an option. In a way, yeah, in a weird way, it's kind of uplifting.
Well, that's the thing, that's the amazing thing about the show is that I was very concerned about it being, I was like, oh my God, are people going to be depressed walking out of here? I was really concerned about that.
Wow.
It's because it's sort of a negative,
negative
thing, even though it's a comedy. I mean, comedy is, what does comedy dwell on?
The bad stuff.
The negative stuff. And it makes, that's one of the great, I guess, aspects of human nature is we can laugh about the bad stuff and make it good. So I thought, but this is going to be negative, And people found it uplifting because it's almost I know it's a comedy, but it's like a relief. Like, don't worry. What do you need? You don't have to succeed. My theme is it's all in your head anyway.
Yeah.
Whether you succeed or fail, you don't have to compare yourself to anybody. It's so that's the the underlying serious theme, even though it's may not be that obvious for most of the show, but why stress out about it? Why do you have to keep your expectations? You can be happy without trying. That's another thing I say. If you try to be happy, you can't. You can't force yourself to be happy. It's ridiculous.
So I don't know. It's just that's interesting. Well, why how is it when you try to make yourself happy? Would that be because you're just trying so hard that it just I don't know. It's kind of like you just try hard, like when you try hard with friends. You try to be liked, but nobody ends up liking you.
Well, if you try hard enough to do those, if you try, certain things you have to try at.
Yeah.
Whatever, if you athletics or learning things you have to. But emotionally, to try to do something, come on, I want to try to be happy. I'm going to try to be sad. I'm going to try to. It doesn't work. Just try it. Go ahead. Paste a smile to your face and see what happens. People are going to think you're nuts, for one thing, but it's not going to. When people try too hard, that's when they end up overcompensating, and that's when they end up taking Zoloft or whatever.
Or one of the examples from your show, it's called the person who tries so hard never to be angry that one day they just finally blow up.
They snap, right?
Yeah,
because they try to be positive and they internalize all the stress, and then they just they snap and you beat the crap out of somebody. So
yeah, and everybody's just like, oh, what, he was so quiet, he was so nice. What went wrong?
Right. He never complained. He never complained. Yeah, I complain all the time. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
It's my second favorite activity.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you my favorite activity.
Okay. Well, it's just funny because a lot of people they really a lot of these New Age people these gurus, these success gurus
right.
that you parody. They're very don't be negative, don't complain, don't do it. Please. They're just don't do that. That's the worst possible thing you can do. Why do you think they're so just anti
it's
that?
It's unnatural.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. Look, I don't want to. There are people who, who consider themselves to be very spiritual. They meditate. Okay. You know what? If it works for you, great. There are certain people who seem to, the kind of people who have a smile all the time, this little bit of a. It's not a huge smile. It's like a little grin, like they're satisfied with everything. I'm very satisfied. I look at these people and go, okay, assuming that you're not on drugs, then maybe you are. Maybe you found your happiness. But I don't think it's through trying. I think it's these people are sort of naturally they find their thing, but for most people you can't do that. It just doesn't work, and it certainly doesn't work, day to day if you have a regular job and a family and. What are you going to do? Walk around with a grin? You got to deal with your boss. You got come on. You're going to lose it.
Oh my goodness! It's just I don't know. It's just really Oh, there's just like so much stuff like just so wrong, like, and just the way people like try to, I don't know, they're just like I don't, like, why do you think that there's so much like well, I don't know if I might be asking the same question, but why is there like
the same answer? We can just
okay, cool. Well, like just like, but like, why is it like so bad to complain, you know, like it's, if you complain, you are the worst person in the world, you know, like, and you might be complaining about something legitimate, you know, like, and then they'll be like, well, they'll be like, well, you'll still be in the wrong because you're complaining, you're pointing something out.
Why are you so negative? Why are you so negative?
Yeah.
You know, I'm from New Jersey, you know, everybody makes this complaint. L.A., I gotta say, I've been in L.A. for years, but it's a big culture difference here. I mean, when I first moved here, everybody thought I was so negative. It's like, why are you so negative? What do you mean negative? I don't like my hamburger. What, I can't talk about it? What? This hamburger sucks. I can't. I have to eat the ham. I have to smile. No, I'm going to tell you it sucks. Send it back. Complain. Whatever. It's. You're so negative. You're so negative. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yes, that does figure into my show too. But it's unnatural. Come on.
Yeah. I think.
Express yourself.
I think I might be from New Jersey because I've had discussions like that. Like I'll order something, or like I'll ask for soda, like, oh, I'm gonna have a soda with no ice, and then they'll bring the soda with ice, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I asked for no ice, and like friends will be like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, yeah, like, you know, like I just want a soda with no ice. Like, well, you shouldn't do that.
I'm paying for this soda.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how much soda costs these days? So, you know the markup on soda? They should get it right.
Yeah, and we're lucky here because we have, like, if you have a meal plan here, you get unlimited soda. You can just go to things.
Then you can get
exactly.
Ice, whatever you want.
Yeah,
so
but
you may have found your happiness.
Yeah, I think I have.
You know,
where I'm not crying myself to sleep over finals or whatnot.
Well, see, again, more stress, but yeah, it is amazing to see this. That you have to be happy, that you have to do this and you have to do that. It creates more stress just worrying about it. You know?
Yeah, like you just like, not only do you have to be happy, you have to be happy for these people, so they will tell you to stop being not happy.
Right. Yeah, and then somebody says, oh, stop being so negative. What, for your benefit?
So you can be happy?
So I'm trying to make you happier now by not being, I want to be negative now. The hell with you. You know?
Yeah. You should turn.
I'm going to be me.
Why doesn't it ever the other way around? Why are you being so negative for saying I'm negative?
I like that. See, you know what? I think we should talk more about this. That's a good concept. The negative. But you know, again, humor comes from this sort of not negativity necessarily, but from the bad things, the embarrassing things. You know, this is where it comes from. So, I think people recognize that. My audiences do. I mean, I'm sure occasionally I've had a person who thought, "Oh my God, this is depressing," but I have overwhelmingly. And I haven't actually heard that, so maybe everybody has felt okay. But overwhelmingly, people get it. They get it, you know, and you know they see. You can leave my show and be happier without trying. Right there, you're just laughing. People love to laugh. I love to laugh.
Yeah, me too. It's like I mean, whenever something's going wrong, whenever something goes wrong, I want to laugh about it. You know, like
hopefully,
yeah.
Otherwise, you just sit and cry. That's just terrible.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to cry, but I mean, why pick that over laughing?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of crying. I've done it probably once or twice in my life when I was very young.
Oh, okay.
I was hungry and I was 2.
Aw.
I haven't cried since.
Okay, wow.
I'm very manly.
All right,
I'm like
awesome.
John Wayne.
Or He-Man.
Know who John Wayne is anymore?
I think they know the voice, but I don't know if any of them know. Like, I know who he is, and some of my listeners probably do.
Yeah. But, I mean, I never liked John Wayne.
Yeah, he's in danger of becoming a Peter Lorre. They know the voice, but don't know the person.
Oh, Peter Lorre. Oh, the voice. You do the. I do the.
Oh, okay.
You know, I do. I do my imitations in my show, but. Yeah, Peter Lorre. But this was a put on a fake. No, no one really talks like that. No, nobody talks like that.
Yeah. Even he didn't even talk like that.
It was a fake. The people like I do Schwarzenegger, that's not a fake.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. And it's with that like that with Sylvester Stallone too, because I remember I heard the voice and I was like, oh, that's just people exaggerating. But I finally saw him talk like, oh my god, they're not exaggerating. That's just how he talks.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, when he talks, in Rocky, it's a little bit exaggerated, but he does kind of talk. Like, I don't know. What are you going to do? I talk like this. It's not even talking, but he does kind of talk like that, actually. Yeah, Peter Lorre, I'm not so sure about. But yeah, and again, I hope you enjoyed the Schwartz. I do a very good Schwarzenegger. I'm quite proud of that. I did that even before I did the show, and I've been doing them for many years. This is unbelievable. You know what? This is incredible. This is fantastic. We have the greatest time here. This radio show, and the radio is unbelievable. We have UCLA, which is the greatest college, the university in California. We have all of these things, and this is incredible. Yeah, it's the honor to be here. And this, yeah.
Oh wow, what's so? Well, I'm curious. I used to do I tried to do impressions. Like I would like watch clips on YouTube and write like I would write and I would write like how the actor acted, so I could like try to do that and channel them for when I did impressions. But I got busy, with every school. Now this, so never didn't get to pick up with it. What do you do for your impressions? Like, how do you get ready? Prepare?
The impressions. I think if you find somebody who you find interesting enough, and you feel it coming to you, I kind of like I do Joe Pesci. Okay. It's like, I don't know, for me, it's just one day I'll just start doing it. I'll just be walking down the street and just think of it and I'm like, wow, I can actually do this. And then I'll maybe work on it and see if it's doable. And then I'll write material that fits it. So that's pretty much it. But I've been fortunate. I'm pretty good at impressions, and people like them when they see the show. The one you saw, I only did a couple, but I do several more in the long form show. But it's I think certain people have a knack for it, and I think that if you do, there's only certain people you can do though. There's certain people I could never imitate. Just I can't do it. But I think it either comes to you or it doesn't.
I see.
Then you work on it and work on it and work on it.
Yeah.
I don't look anything like any of these people.
Oh yeah. Well, the voice. It's just.
Then you're right. Exactly. People suspend disbelief and they think it's whatever Schwarzenegger or Pesci or Tony Montana in the room.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? The show's kind of winding down, but we still have a little bit of time left.
Okay.
All right. And who are your biggest influences in comedy, if you have any?
You're my biggest influence. You inspire me. You know what? What's interesting is people ask me that, the answer is I'm not really sure. There's nobody who I directly wanted to emulate. But I'll tell you who I like. I like George Carlin.
Awesome. I love him.
I never got to meet him.
I love him.
Oh, you know what, though? I worked with his director.
Oh, okay.
He directed my show. And he was Carlin's director, so I have a connection.
That's so cool.
That was really good. He's a terrific guy, by the way. Very talented. And Carlin is good. I like, Jerry Seinfeld is good. Rodney Dangerfield from One-Liners was amazing. Currently, of the current guys, Louis C.K. is very funny.
Oh, yeah, he's really funny.
He's sort of high on my list. Louis Black, the two Louises. Louis Black is funny. Sarah Silverman is funny. It's just been my...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
I thought it worked great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're all out of time today, but we had a nice little time, and...
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. You were great, Mr. Rubin. It was just great.
You.
And you were... What's it called? I want to point out that you were the first actual in-studio, like, on live guest,
Really?
I've only had one other in-studio guest, and that was for a pre-recording, where they weren't even... doing it live, so you're the first one.
Is that Leonardo DiCaprio? Was he in here?
He's not scheduled to come in quite yet.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to compete with him. He's
yeah.
a little more famous than I am.
Yeah, well, what's it called? Yeah, but it was good, and it's just really great that you were here, so...
Thank you.
Thank
you for having me.
Yeah, it was great. You were great. It would be cool if I think we have a good thing working right here. Like just like us going off, like just bouncing off each other.
People are still listening.
I think. Well, why don't we check?
Oh, you know what?
I have.
Let me.
We had 15 when we started, and we have 15 now. And
wow.
I mean,
so
nobody was like
nobody.
Well,
we didn't gain, but we didn't lose.
Well, this first it went to 16, then it dropped to 14, and went back to 15.
I don't know. I must have said something there.
Yeah. What's
well, if anybody, okay, let me just do a quick plug for your listeners. If anybody wants to see my show, my website is tomrubinsuccessguru.com. TOMRUBIN successguru.com. And there's either a hyphen or no hyphen. They both get you there. And you can sign up for my email list, and I'll let you know about the next shows. And
okay, sweet.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, I'll plug on my
website,
Facebook.
as they say.
Yeah, I'll plug on my Facebook and Tumblr and stuff. On my social media app. Tie-ins, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, and you guys got to see a show. It's really great. I only saw a truncated version, but it was great, and I want to see the new one now.
Please.
I mean, the longer one.
Have you there. Yes. After the first of the year, I will do another run of shows.
Sweet. All right, you guys. Well, what's it called? This has been our show for today, and we had a great talk with Mr. Tom Rubin, Success Guru.
Thank you.
And well, we're gonna end for tonight, and this is Dr. No, and this has been the Bloop. Dr. No out.